It'll work this time, y'all. If not, I dropped my pen. If it don't work this time, okay. Whoever the person is that just came in, let me know if you guys can see me because and you can hear me. Okay, Phoenix. Phoenix is here. No, you ain't missed nothing, girl. You ain't missed nothing. We here. Um, here it is. Um, the phone rang and the phone rang. Okay, I had an appointment with Kaiser. And so they didn't call me on time. So I was like, okay, well, I guess they ain't calling. And of course, as soon as I go live, they call. So, every time your phone rings, your live gets disconnected or whatever. So, I got kicked off. So, hello, Black Queen. There is two things that I want to talk about. Um, Let me see. What is this? Okay. So there is a YouTuber missing by the name of Gabby Petito. So Gabby and her boyfriend were travel vloggers. I'm gonna just call them travel vloggers because it looks like that's what they were doing. Living in a van, like van dwellers, travel vloggers, whatever you want to call people that live in vans. So they were, living in this van and traveling. I guess one of the last places that they went to was Utah. I mean, I'm not going to go into sequence in the whole situation, but you can look it up because it's 1,000 articles. It's everybody is making videos. I guess they have the timelines up on TikTok. I heard they have like Facebook groups and everything about this young lady. I think she's like 22 or 23 years old with this guy that she went to high school with. I guess they were like high school friends or whatever. And after they graduated from high school, they kind of went their own way and then they got back together. So in a Facebook post, they were calling each other fiance, like they had got engaged or whatever. But that's not what her family is not saying that he's her fiance. So I don't know if they had like an issue, if they broke up and the family knows, but it seems like the family is not, of course, releasing certain information because, when it's a case like this, they don't want to release a whole lot of information to the public, but they are not calling him her fiance. They're just calling him by his name because the family had a press conference yesterday where the mother and I think the stepfather were talking about like what happened. So what happened was they were wherever. I think they were in Utah or somewhere, and the young man left her, took the van, and drove to Florida where his parents live, parked the van in his parents' driveway, and went on in the house. The young lady's mother reported her missing, And so when the police found the van at his house, they, talked to him. And, they're not really saying what he said. If they're not saying anything like it's real weird. They're not saying he said, oh, well, we broke up and I left her in Utah or Wyoming or wherever her last ping was, because the last place I think that they were seen together was leaving a hotel where they were staying. But what happened was when they had went to a little co-op grocery store, something happened. An incident happened in that grocery store. I guess he hit her or something. Well, they had a little incident to where someone else in the grocery store called the police. So I think the police were able to find her and find the two of them together, and basically was like, okay, well, they had a squabble or whatever, and I guess they deemed her safe, and they went on about their business. So come to find out, after that incident happened, now the young lady is missing. And it's been, I think, since the beginning of this month. Like, she's been missing since, I think, the 1st of September. I think that's when her mom filed the police report around the 1st of September to say that, she was missing. They don't know where she is. They haven't heard from her. And it's crazy because the last message that the mother got on her a text message, the mother was basically saying, like, they don't even know if that was really her, because the message was so short. The message was like, no cell signal in Yosemite, and that was it. So the mother don't even know if that was really her saying that. That could have been dude with her cell phone. And honey, you know how people are, everybody want to be Sherlock Holmes on the internet. Like, people are going through the timelines, people are going through their Instagram, people are going through their TikTok. I mean, people are combing through their Facebook pages and everything. But you know what, let me tell y'all this: if I ever come up missing, if I ever come up missing, I swear to God, I want my subscribers to do the same thing. Y'all better be looking for me. Because one thing about Omo Oshun, she is not going to come up missing. I'm not about to leave my husband. I'm not leaving my grandkids. If I come up missing, something didn't happen. If y'all don't hear from me, something has happened. If you see it on the news that Omo Oshun is missing, YouTuber Omo Oshun is missing, her family is begging for her return, you might as well just say right then and there something happened. And I want all my subscribers to be out here combing, look through my Instagram. I got Instagram. I got Snap. No, don't look on my Snapchat. Ain't nothing on there. I got TikTok. I got Facebook. Y'all better be looking through everything. Y'all better be coming out saying, she ain't ran away. She don't run away. She don't do that. No, something happened to her. I want y'all to do the same thing for me, because, honey, people are making videos. People are trying to figure that. I'm surprised ain't nobody showed up at the dude's house, because everybody is blaming him. And I think now the police are saying that he, of course, you're the last person to see her alive. So, of course, you are a person of interest in this case. And they're only going to hold out for so long before they arrest him. And once they arrest him, that's it. They gonna make him say what that girl is. Now, they going to these remote places, to state parks, and in Utah, and in national parks, and all of these kind of places. that young lady could be anywhere, because her mother said they talked every day. She was not just the type of person to, just disappear. But I, of course, me being the nosy person I am, and I'm gonna keep it 100, I am nosy. I did go to their YouTube page, and it just seemed like all of these other young, and I'm not saying white in a derogatory manner. So all these other young Caucasian girls who, want to be famous for being a travel, YouTuber. And of course, couples channels do better than just, a regular person. If you in a relationship goals, everybody want to see another person booed up with somebody, whether that person really like you after the camera goes off. Like, we don't really care about that. We just want you to appear this fantasy in love couple while y'all on camera. Like, he didn't look like he was all that enthralled to really be there. Like, all that fake kissing and carrying on. Like, I can read people's body language. It just wasn't looking like all of that to me. Because, see, to me, when you in a relationship, you don't have to kiss somebody 50 times on camera to prove that y'all in love. Like, y'all notice that my husband kissed me when he getting ready to go to work. We're not all on camera kissing each other trying to prove to y'all that we love each other. For one, it ain't your business if we in love, or how many times we kiss or hold hands, or all of that kind of stuff. That's not your business. And who cares? I don't care how many times you kiss on camera, because that don't mean nothing. Like, you can be kissing on camera, and when you turn that camera off, y'all could be fighting and arguing and clawing each other's eyes out. But it's the fantasy. Everyone wants to live that fantasy. You want to be in love. You want to travel the world. You want to see the world. You want to be free. You want to get away from your parents. See, for one, I'm not into that. Taking me to all these remote places, miles and miles away from other people. Like, honey, last night I was watching Kelly Stamps. Now, if you don't know who Kelly Stamps is, she is a young black travel quirky young YouTuber. And yesterday she was, where was she? Somewhere, child. But out in some remote area in a cabin by herself. And she said the nearest people were about 5 miles away from where she was. And when she showed the, like, outside of the cabin, it looked like a bear could have just ran up at her on her at any time. And she only weighed about a buck 05. She about as big as come here, George. Come here. She about big as George. She about big as George, body wise. And if something come up on her, she can't do nothing. You a man, a bear, a mountain lion, anything. Like, I don't understand why y'all young women want to be out in the world just by yourself. And I don't yeah, you could be adventurous, but you still have to be able to take care of yourself. And going out with these dudes, like, yeah, okay, it's cute to go on some dates and stuff with you, but I'm not about to go to no remote area, no remote wilderness area with a man that I haven't known that long. Like, I love my husband and I trust him with everything. But it's still places that I'm not going with him. Like, I don't want to be out in some remote area where you don't even have, like, phone signal, or like the cabin that this young lady was staying in didn't even have electricity. Like it had a generator. Looks like it had a generator to power like the refrigerator and the lights and stuff, but not like real electricity. So I'm like, if something happens and you just out 5 miles away from the nearest person, no one can hear you scream. If something happened, if a bear claw you to death, you just dead. Or if some weirdo, has been scoping out this cabin, because y'all think stuff that happened on Lifetime ain't real shit. That's real shit. Like people really be out here losing their lives. And killers like to find young girls who, or young women who, look vulnerable. Like he's a killer is probably not going to try to pick me up because I'm a good 200 pounds. So he's probably going to think twice before he like, yeah, I can pick her up and throw her in the trunk of my car. Then he's going to look at my midsection and be like, well, I probably can't pick her up, but I can probably, I'm going to have to knock her out because I can't just pick her up. But somebody that only weighs like 116 pounds or 120, he can just pick you up, girl. He can just pick you up and just throw you in the car, or, just bear hug you. And, but it's going to take some effort to just like bear hug me and hold my arms down around. You're going to struggle to just, but you can knock me out probably, you know. You can hit me in the head and knock me out, but you're not just going to pick me up and just throw me in the trunk of the car. It's not going to be that easy. But for Becky, it will be. He's just going to pick her up and just, have his way. So I don't understand why these young girls want to be out in remote areas, either by themselves or with people that they don't know that well. Because just because I know you from high school or whatever, people take a drastic change from high school to their 20s. A lot can happen in that short period of time. Or he could have been crazy in high school and you just didn't know it. So, I just want young ladies to stop putting all these trust, stop putting all of their trust in guys like that. Like, you have to, if you cannot protect yourself, you don't need to be in a situation with a man in the wilderness, just you and him. Because I'm going to be telling everybody, like, if that was me, my mama and daddy would know my coordinates. They would know everywhere we stopped. I would be taking pictures. Dude would know. I'm calling my daddy know, my brother, my sister, my cousins. Everybody know where we are. They know how to get here and everything. And they know that if they don't hear from me, if my family don't hear from me within a certain period of time, they on their way out here. They on their way. But see, my family wouldn't have just been like, oh, well, he drove up, he drove home, he drove the van home, but he didn't have her. My family would have been knocking on the door like, what do you mean you don't have her? My mother would have knocked them people's door down. Like, my mom would have showed up and knocked their whole door off the hinges. What do you mean my daughter wasn't with you? She wouldn't have left her car. So where is she? My mama would have went through the window. She would have came down the chimney. She would have knocked the hinges off the door. It wouldn't have been no, oh, okay, well, she didn't show up. No, my mama would have been like, you gonna take me where my baby is. Because that's how I be about mine. You're not just gonna come home and then be like, oh, well, I don't know where she at. No, you gonna find her. We gonna find her today. It ain't even about, oh, the police is waiting to do an investigation, and no, no, you gonna take me to where my child is. But see, he must have knew that her family just be like, oh, okay, well, whatever, bullshit, not mine, not one that came out of this stomach or uterus. I would have had a fit. No, he's not talking. He's not saying anything. He has a lawyer. He has lawyered up. They said when he got home with the van, he lawyered up. So he's not talking. And neither is the family. The mama and his mother and father are not talking. They not saying shit. So to me, that just makes you suspect. That makes you suspect. You not saying nothing, and you the last person that saw her. You not saying, oh, well, she went to Yosemite and I changed my mind, or we had an argument and she decided she didn't want to finish the trip. She's at so and so hotel. That's where I left her. He's not saying any of that, and if he is, the police is not releasing that information. But I don't think he's saying anything. I don't think he talking. He know where that girl at. You know where you left her. They from the way that it sounds, he's not even telling the family where he left her. But I'm not going through the whole thing. I did there is a press conference with the family, the mom and the stepdad on YouTube. All you got to do is search her name. What I say her name was? Hold on, y'all. Let me find it. Gabby Petit. Okay, Gabby is her first name, and her last name is Petitos, and that's what she looked like. Are we back? I'm gonna have to put this phone on airplane mode. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to show you what she looked like. This is what she looked like. So if you Google her, I mean not Google. No, if you Google, it's gonna come up too. But if you search it on YouTube, all of the videos will come up. There is a bunch of videos, a bunch of updates. That's the boyfriend. And they do have a YouTube channel, but it's no videos on there since I think 3 weeks. Since she been missing, of course, because the the boyfriend, well, ex-boyfriend now, the boyfriend ain't doing no videos by himself, so I really think it was more or less her YouTube channel, because he ain't doing no videos now. So I guess after whatever took place, after whatever happened, he left. When he left her, he drove on back to Florida to where his mom and dad live, and it ain't been no more videos. So if the girl was alive, don't y'all think she would be like, oh, well, me and what's the name, we're not together no more. And, I'm going to keep going on this journey, or either that, or I'm going to go home for a while and, stay with my family while I get over this breakup. But it's just like cut. No videos. Family ain't heard from her. And they said she's never been like that type of person to just like disappear, and not at least call her mother and let her know what's going on. Yeah, it's an interesting story because it's one of those stories that a lot of people are getting involved in. A lot of people are following the story. They have been updates. Looks like it's been another update, and I missed that, so I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. But it looks like something that the police uh released. So I am. What's the YouTube channel? I knew somebody was gonna ask me that. Let me see, because I did look at it. Let me see. Cause the YouTube channel has a weird name. It's not her name. Cause I think I found it yesterday. I probably should have wrote all this down. Cause I did see it. Oh, it might be on my It might be in my community tab. Cause I did post. Let me see. I don't know. I'll find it. I'll find it because the channel is still up. I'll find it. When I find it, I'll put it in the community tab because I do have it. Because the YouTube name is not either one of their names. It's like something else. It's something different. But I'll find it and put it on there because um hey honeybee, because this looks like it's going to be a interesting story. A lot of people have picked up the story. A lot of people are talking about it. I heard they got a Facebook group. Um, that's her Instagram. Oh, that's her Instagram. But that's not her. That's not her YouTube, though. Her YouTube is not her name. It's something else. Let me see if I put her name in. Will it come up? Yeah, if you put her name in, what's the matter, Gizmo? If you put her name in YouTube, Gizmo, it's not gonna her YouTube channel is not gonna come up because there's so many videos about her that all of the rest of those videos come up more than her YouTube channel. But I'll find it because I did watch it. I did go to her channel and look at it. I mean, I just looked at one video. I didn't I didn't look through her entire um YouTube channel. But it did kind of, I don't know, the one video that I did look at, it just like he just didn't the boyfriend, I don't know. The boyfriend just from the rip, the boyfriend looked kind of shady to me. He just didn't really look like okay, like he was really putting as much into it as she does. Like when me and my husband do YouTube videos, like my husband is not into YouTube the way that I am. Like he is a very private person. And YouTube is not really his thing. So when people see us, if you catch him on one of them days when he's, really feeling talkative or whatever, then he'll be talkative. But YouTube is not really his thing. And that's kind of what I got from her fiance. He was supposed to be her fiance. Like, he didn't really seem like he really wanted to be there, or maybe it was just off day. Who knows? Because I did only look at one of their channel. Hey, the Dark Goddess. So I don't know. This really looks like a very interesting story that is unfolding. And when things happen like this, when a person has been missing for this long, I think it's been 3 weeks, and the family has not heard from them, it normally does not turn out well, especially if it's not a case of the person running away from home or something like that. It just doesn't normally turn out well. You're always wishing well for a family. You don't want to see a family hurting or in pain, but normally these type of things don't end well. Especially when the mother was saying that this is so out of character for the young lady to to go missing and not contact anybody in the family, and they can't contact her. So I don't know. This young man, he could have did anything to this young lady. I mean, we see that men, there are some men out here who are crazy and will do anything. That's all I can say, is that they are crazy. They do things and can just go on and live their life like they never did anything. Like the rest of these guys that have done things, like Scott Peterson, ain't he the one that killed his wife and the baby and all that kind of stuff? Oh, Kay got her Instagram, because I think he has an Instagram also that is separate. Yeah, she's so young, so young, and it really is just not looking good for it's just not looking good. Period. The police involved, and um, it was weird because when her family did a um press conference. I think it was yesterday. Go back and look at that press conference. Like, if you really want to get into this case, go back and look at that press conference. And it was weird, even the way the family was acting, because I guess their attorney was off camera, or someone who was representing the family was like off camera, and every time like someone from the news media would ask them a question, like the mother kept looking like, can we answer that? Or just like simple questions like, how long have your daughter and the guy been together? Then she would like look off to see, if they could answer. So I don't know. It just looks weird. It seems, yes, Scott Peterson. It seems like this may be a situation where the young man is going to get arrested, and maybe they told the family, just be careful what you say online. Because, it's people out here that are really crazy. It's people out here who really feel like they are helping the police, like normal people who really want to get involved in cases and stuff. So it's people out here doing like serious timelines. Or she was spotted at this grocery store at this time. And, people are trying to get the police report of when the police was called for. Hey, Tina. The police was called at that incident, and I think that incident was like the day before the girl came up missing and stuff. So, people trying to get the police report so they could read the whole report. And I'm surprised people ain't camped out in front of the mama and daddy house. Because people really get involved in these type of situations. Sometimes I think a little bit more than what they should. Let the police handle this situation. Let them do their jobs. Like, we're just normal citizens. Like, I look at stuff, but I'm not going to be going blow by blow, and describing her from head to toe and knowing what her birthday is and her favorite child. I'm not doing all that. Y'all can do that. If you want to get deep down into the case, then I done told you what it is. Go look it up. So let's move on to Miss Adrianne Slay's. I think her channel is Adrianne Slay's Variety. I think that's her channel name. And Miss Adrianne is the sister of B Love, who is I don't want to say famous, but very well known mukbanger. Is it mukbang or mukbang? However it's pronounced, she does the eating uh, stuff. So B Love has a big family. And it seems like she's trying to get all of her family put on. Her brothers and sisters, because it seems like it's a lot of them. I guess their father must have been married twice, because some of them have the same mom and dad, and some of them just have the same dad. So I think Adrian and B Love just have the same father. I don't think they have the same mother and father. So Adrian is also a sister to Walt, who has a YouTube channel. And Walt is married to Cindy from Sin City, who has a YouTube channel. Like, all of these folks are related. So Adrian and Cindy are sister-in-laws because Walt is Adrian's brother. So, honey, Miss Adrian got on YouTube today and said that she was mad at Cindy and she was going to unfollow her because Cindy has been copying her nail design, her fingernail design. Adrian is 47 years old. She is a 47-year-old woman. And she is upset because another woman went and got her fingernails done similar to hers. And when I looked at Cindy's fingernails, they weren't even that similar to Adrian's. Like, Cindy's nails are longer, the shape is different, and everything. Adrian's nails to me look like press-ons. They look like kiss nails. Like, they don't even look like she went to the shop and got hers done. Cindy's nails look like she did go to the shop. Adrian said she got them done at the shop, but they look like press-on nails to me. And they don't even, her nails and Cindy nails don't even really look that much alike to me. The only similarity is that they're both pink or some shade of pink. So I'm like, how does a 47-year-old grown woman get mad at another woman? And this is not even a stranger. This is your sister-in-law. You get mad at your sister-in-law because she got some fingernails that were similar to yours. Like, my sister-in-law saw my Crocs. And she was like, "Oh my God, those are so cute." Because I had like the little charms and stuff in them. And she was like, "Oh, I think I'm going to go get me some." I wasn't like, if you get some Crocs, I'm going to stop talking to you. Hmm? Like, does that make any sense? I mean, you 47 years old and you tripping off of somebody talking about, "Oh, was she biting on my style? You can't be getting my style," and stuff like, are we that immature? Are we really that immature? Or has YouTube really, like, I can see kids on YouTube, like, early 20s. I can see y'all out here beefing and, "Oh yeah, she went and got her hair done like mine. She went to the same shop that I went to and put her ponytail on like I can see kids doing stupid stuff like that. But overly grown ass women, when you get in your 40s, it's just certain things you should not be doing because it seems to bring your mental score down. Like, it really makes people look at you like, and you know what really gets my goat is her subscribers who are telling her, "Yeah, girl, don't let her copy off of you." Why? Why do y'all do that? Why do subscribers just not come out and tell people like it is? Because people like Adrianne, if she gets one or two subscribers to say, "Yes, girl, don't let her copy off of you," then that just makes her even more ignorant. Just makes her just go in even deeper. I couldn't even believe that someone her age would even make a video saying, "I'm going to unsubscribe to my own sister-in-law because she is copying off my fingernails." My sister-in-law, my brother's wife. But see, I blame the subscribers too because y'all out here boosting that bullshit, telling her it's okay instead of being real. Like, y'all 40 something year old women, y'all out here fighting and swinging and stuff over fingernails. And yes, Kimberly, yes, that's Adrian. Y'all out here fighting people over fingernails and stuff in your late 40s. In your 40s, stuff like that shouldn't even be bothering you anymore. Like, you shouldn't even be worried about that kind of stuff. Like, I wish I would fight somebody over some fingernails at my age. And don't say, "Well, you in your 50s, 40 and 50 is the same thing." After a certain age, there are just certain things that should not even be bothering you anymore. And fingernails is one of them. Like, I wish I would fight somebody and cuss somebody out because they got some fingernails that was similar to mine. Everybody's selling fingernails. Everybody doing fingernails. It's a nail shop everywhere. And it's only so many ways that you can shape fingernails. And if I like pink, I like pink. Oh, you can't get pink because pink is Adrian's color. She was like, "I should just take my nails off." Oh my God. So that's like saying, oh, she went and got brown eyes because I got brown eyes. I'm going to pluck my eyes out just to spite her. I'll pluck my eyes out and see if she do that. No, no one's going to go blind because you're stupid. Y'all be doing some dumb stuff on YouTube. Like, oh my God. Like, I can't even believe how ignorant. When I saw that video, I was like, no, Jesus, Lord, if you don't take the wheel, please. But I don't know. Adrienne, I think she has some type of something. Because she didn't had it out with everybody. I think she had it out with B Love, and B Love was really trying to help her. I think, but I think when B Love really realized how crazy Adrienne was, she was like, "Let me leave your crazy ass alone, cause I'm out here driving Bentleys, and I can't deal with you." You know, I think Adrienne then had it out with everybody in her family. So she done went through all the people in her family. So now she's got to go outside of that DNA circle and just start messing with other people now. So now she done fell out with her sister-in-law. Because I think she fell out with her brother too. I think she fell out with Walt. Walt was trying to help her for a minute, and then they got into it. Looks like she just gets into it with everybody. But honey, when she said she was mad at that girl over them fingernails, that took the cake for me. Even I was flabbergasted. And it takes a lot to because I didn't seen a lot of shit. I didn't seen a lot of crazy shit. So it normally takes a lot for me to be like, damn. But when I saw that, I was like, what, girl? What is wrong with you? Over some fingernails? I'm going to stop talking to you over these fingernails. I sure am. But when she said, I should just take these nails off and wear some press on nails, girl, are you really that pressed over some fingernails? Over some fingernails, girl? You can't be. You cannot be that pressed. Kimberly, please start back to watching her. I watch certain people just because that's the only time that I really get an opportunity to see crazy people, because I don't have any crazy people in my life. Like my circle is so tight that there's no way that a crazy person could get in. So the only time I really get to see crazy people and get an opportunity to laugh at that kind of stuff is people that I watch on YouTube, because there is no way in the world I would allow anyone with that type of mentality into my real circle. But I have to watch sometimes just to laugh and scratch my head. Now, I don't watch it every day, but when I saw that, I was like, Lord, have mercy. Okay, KK. I was like, take the wheel, Jesus. Please. And drive her to somewhere where she can get some help, because so pray for this young lady's family, because oh, Yvonne put it's nomadic something. It's nomadic. Let me see. It's nomadic something. I got it. Here we go. It's nomadic static. NOMADIC Nomadic static. Oh, they only had one video. So they had just started their channel. They only had one video. I don't know if this is the only video they had left or what, but it's only one video on their channel, and it's from 3 weeks ago. So you would think that, if she was fine, wouldn't you think that she would have posted a video? I would. Or something would be on her, she would post something on Instagram, or, hi, James. She would have posted something on Instagram or somewhere to let people know that she's okay. So her last video on YouTube is 3 weeks ago, and I don't think anyone has seen her since the end of August. I think the timeline is like August the 30th, when they checked out of a hotel, was the last time that she was seen by anybody. So let's keep her family in prayer. Hi, Naya. Um, let's keep her family in prayer, and just kind of say a prayer that this man will, at least if he did do something to her, that he will at least tell the family where she is. Because that, I think, is the worst part, is the not knowing. You know what I mean? If he did do something to her, at least give her back to her family. Tell her family where she is so they can go get her. Because it's the not knowing what happened, or where she is. It's the, for the family not being able to have closure. So hopefully, um, if he is arrested, they will interrogate him until he is tired, and he will just go on and give them, the information as to where she is. Because, that's the worst thing in the world, for a parent to not know where their child is, not know what happened to them, thinking she could be somewhere hurt, or, um, because nowadays there's no reason for you not to be able to get in contact with your family, because everybody has a cell phone. Unless she's somewhere hurt, and even if she's hurt, like if she's hurt, you can only be hurt for so long before, it's over. You can't just be in pain for weeks and weeks and weeks, and you be okay. It's very rare that people are found in like remote areas. Now, it has happened. I'm not going to say that it never happens. It has happened where people went missing and were found in like remote areas and they survived, but it's rare that happens. If she's hurt somewhere, like if she fell off a cliff, or something like bad happened to her. I mean, he could have said that. He could have been like, we were hiking, and she slipped and fell. This is where she is. But just to go home with the van and not say anything, just drive home, leave the girl, not even call her parents and say, hey, me and Gabby got into it. Gabby is refusing to get back in the van. She won't ride back with me. I dropped her off at a hotel. This is the hotel where she is. I'm coming home because I can't force her back into the car. Can you guys come get her? He could have did that. I mean, my husband, one time we were together, and this was before we got married. He got sick, and I called his family. I was like, "Hey, we're at the hospital. He got sick. He's okay, but I just want to let you guys know, that this happened. What hospital we were at, everything. I'm not just going to, and we weren't married at the time. We were engaged, but I wasn't just going to like drop him off at the hospital and be like, deuces. Were we engaged? I don't even think we were engaged at the time. So, I had no rights to his medical treatment or anything. I called his family. You don't just like, that's supposed to be your fiance, and you just leave and just drive home and then don't call her parents or nothing to say, hey, something happened. We got into it. Um, we broke up. But I'm about to tell you where I left her ass. Because I'm not dealing with this. So y'all can pick her up at blah, blah, blah. This is the hotel where I left her. Okay? I would have called in front of her. Hey, I'm on the phone with your mama. I just told your mama you out here acting a fool. So I'm about to leave you at this hotel. I just want to let you know that I let your mama know where you at and what happened. Deuces. Do that. Don't just drive off and go home and you don't say nothing to her parents about where she is. No. Mm-mm. That don't sound right. That don't sound right to me. As a mother, that don't sound right. And you could see it in her mother's eyes when I saw that um when I saw that press conference. You could see it in her mother's eyes. Her mama know. Her mama know. We know. Her mama know. She know that that boy didn't did something to her. But on in the press conference, you can't. Well, y'all know. Black folks, we will. We'll just blurt it out. They just gonna have to bleep or do something. Cause I'd have been like, I'm gonna beat his ass when I see him. I'm on my way now to beat his ass. After this press conference is over, I'm going over to his mom and daddy house. And if I have to fight everybody up in there, we about to find out where my daughter, I will tear your whole house up. So y'all better have the police there when I get there. And that's on my mama. So I don't know. I don't know how she could sit there calm. I couldn't. Oh, I'm too crazy to be calm. I just can't do it. No, it's not spiritually illegal, but just some things you just don't want to get involved in. Some people do. That's not my ministry. My ministry is not to get involved in every case where someone is missing. I do believe that some people have that gift, but that's never been a gift that I have wanted because there's too much pain involved in that. You know what I mean? Like, you really have to be a strong person to be able to want to tap into that and see someone or see something that you may not really want to see. Like, death ain't my thing. It never has been. I don't I don't want to that's not my thing. I'm not trying to find out how somebody died, look into, how somebody died or find some, missing child, or, find out where somebody is buried. That's not my thing. I don't want that. That's a gift that I don't want. So I don't look into stuff like that. I probably could, but I choose not to. Because there are people who are really, really interested in that. And to me, those people, their connection to pain is somewhat disjointed, and mine is not. I'm one of those type of people that I hold on to hurt and, pain. And funerals are, difficult for me. When I see people crying, and, if I go to the hospital and see people crying and know that they lost a loved one, that's very draining for my spirit. So I try to, stay away from stuff like that. Like, I'll, watch the case, but I'm not the type of person that will go and, sit in front of my altar and try to find out where this young lady is. Now, if it was somebody in my immediate family, yes, I will be busting down the doors to all my ancestors and trying to get everybody together to find out what was going on. I'm not related to this young lady, so my ancestors will be like, "What? Who? We don't know her, girl. We ain't looking for no Gabby. We don't know Gabby." My ancestors are they not like that. If it's somebody in the family, it's different. I wouldn't even, you know. But there are people who, who are interested in that, who um have been working with that. There are people who consider themselves psychic. I've never considered myself a psychic. That's not my ministry. But if someone, wants to do that and they're doing it for the right reasons, then there will be no what is, there would be no problem, because they're doing it trying to help. And if that's their gift, then that's what they supposed to um use it for. Yeah, there are some people who have visions that is their gift, and they can't help it. But that ain't my gift. That's I don't get those type of visions. And I have always been I don't want it. So that ain't my that's not that's not for me. So I mean, I'm hoping if there is a person out there that is, able to tap into where this young lady is and they can find her, yes, by all means, find her. But, don't get involved to the point where you get in trouble, because you're only supposed to do so much. You can't cross the boundaries of law enforcement. You have to follow the law. But if there is someone out there that, it may be someone in that young lady's family. If something has happened to her, it may be someone in her family who is so close to her that will see her. That's the best person to find her. Like if her mother is able to really open herself up, like, but you have to be willing to see that. Some things you won't see because you block them off. You put up a block. You don't want to see it. You want to know, but you don't want to see it. So if her mother is willing to open herself up, be 100% vulnerable in this situation, she may be able to see her daughter or her father. they may be able to see her, but they have to open themselves up. That part in your psyche that is trained to not see things that hurt you, you have to let that wall down. And that's super hard to do. Because it's certain things that, your brain will protect you from certain things because it don't want to hurt you. And so you have to be able to let that, you have to be so vulnerable and open yourself up to, be able to receive anything. And sometimes we will block certain areas of our psyche in order not to get hurt. That's how women, stay in crazy relationships with men. They know the man is cheating. They know he has another family on the other side of town, but you put up a mental block right there because you really don't want to see it. You don't want to see it because you don't want that type of pain. So, that's something that the mother really has to be able to drop all her walls down and tap into her daughter, because you have a connection to your a mother has a connection to a child that a father don't have, believe it or not. We have a connection to our kids, and it's more than just a physical connection. It is a spiritual connection, a divine connection we have to that child that we carried in our body. But you have to be willing and open to, receive that information. And that information can be so painful that you would just rather somebody else get it than you. So I'm just praying. At this point, people like myself, we can pray that the spirits will open themselves up and, lead someone to where this young lady is. Because at this point, um, I don't think she's okay. And I can look in her mother's face and see that her mother doesn't either. She doesn't think she's okay. Because she knows her child. She knows that, she wouldn't go weeks without letting the family know that she was all right. Like my husband knows, if he don't hear from me, if he come home from work and I'm not here, he's gonna know something happened, because he's never going to come home and I'm not gonna be here. And I'm not gonna either leave a note or call him, even if I get sick or something. Like, I would have to be, he knows that I would have to be deathly ill for me not to call him and say, babe, I'm sick. They're taking me to the hospital. But I mean, in this situation, like, there are other people here. Somebody will call him or something. Like, if he comes home tonight and ain't nobody here but Gizmo, he is going to know something the hell happened. He come in this house tonight at 11:45, and there's nobody here but Gizmo. No one has called him. No one is answering their cell phones. He is going to go into panic mode because he knows that we're not, we would never do that. He's going to know something happened. His mama, his daddy, his wife, his cousin, everybody missing. Ain't nobody here but the dog? Nah, we're not those people. And she knows her daughter is not that, type of person. So we just gonna have to pray that she's okay. That she's okay. And pray that if she's not okay, they find her. Just pray that they find her. Either way. It's sad that, someone could be so careless that you couldn't even come back and say, hey, I left her at so and so. If you didn't want to talk to her mother, he could have called his mother and been like, hey, can you call so and so's mama and tell her she is out here doing thus and so, and this is where we are, and I'm want to come back home, but I want to make sure that her family knows where she is because she out here tripping. He could have did that. But you just leave and take the van. And I don't know who the van was registered to, like if it was her van or his van. I don't know the particulars to that. I'm pretty sure if you look on one of them Facebook groups, or because I heard in some groups about her, I'm pretty sure somebody knows who that van, if it was her van or his van or whatever, who the van was registered to, because they weren't married. So the van has to be registered to one of them. So I don't know if it was, her van or his van. My nose has been running, y'all. Not running, but just like stopped up. And I was like, when I got up this morning, I was feeling not congested. It kind of feels like allergies a little bit. But every time something happened now, you be like, is that you, girl? Is that you? So I don't know. But I do have really bad allergies, so it could be that. And the wind has picked up here in the Bay Area. It's not as warm as it's been. It's a little windy. It was windy yesterday. And so, of course, when the wind is blowing, the pollen count goes up and stuff. So, I don't know. It could just be that. But I don't feel any different. My nose is just stopped up. So, we gonna say a prayer for her. We gonna be talking about this because it's one of those cases that when big cases like this happen, you have no other choice but to, well, you have a choice, but it's interesting. I probably wouldn't have even followed the case if I hadn't saw like a news report and it said that she was like a YouTuber. So I'll be following it for a couple of days to like see what's going on. I'm gonna get on off here because I gotta call Gizmo's vet, because when we went to the vet the last time, the woman said that she was going to give us a prescription for his for some flea medicine that we could use on Chewy.com. And so when we contacted Chewy and paid for it and everything, they called us and said, oh, the vet denied it. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, the vet denied the prescription. I said, well, it was the vet that told us to go to Chewy and get the prescription. But see, I didn't like that vet from the gate. when we saw her and she came in the room, the first thing she said before she even said, "Oh, hi, how you doing? I'm Dr. So and so." She was like, "Oh, this Gizmo." I was like, "Yeah." She said, "Oh, he don't look sick." How you know he don't look sick? You don't know him. This is the first time you ever seen him. So what was he supposed to be on his deathbed? You don't know my dog. All dogs don't present with the same symptoms. I mean, he threw up. What was he supposed to? Was he supposed to be having a seizure or something? I mean, it was just the way she said it. It seemed like she just was having a bad day or something. So now this mess that happened, and yeah, I'm not happy because you should have never told us. So we had paid for the order because we had ordered two other things, and the other things came, but the medicine didn't come. It was like, oh, it's gonna come later at first, and then they finally called us and said, oh, we're gonna send you a refund because the vet denied the prescription. And I was like, what? But when they called, they talked to my husband. And you know how men are. He was like, all right then, bye. My husband, my husband don't have no time to be going back and forth with nobody. He was like, okay, I got the information. That's it. Okay, thank you, bye. So I'm about to call them right now and see what was going on and why she told us we was going to be able to get this prescription, and then when we tried to get the prescription was denied. So I'm going to do that because the this vet is open 24 hours, so somebody always there. So I'm about to call them and fix me something to eat, and that's gonna be it. So I will probably see you guys tomorrow. Maybe we'll talk about um, some Orishas tomorrow because I have been getting a lot of questions about Orishas, and I know y'all do love those type of videos. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank all my members for being here. I think I had a few of my members in here today. Thank you, my moderators and everybody. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.